Alright guys, BLM here, back with more Mass Effect 3. It is the next day. It's right past noon, right? It's 12:07. I do work later today. But we have some time to play some Mass Effect, so let's do it. I did stream last night, streamed some Gravity Rush 1, and was going to finish it, but then didn't, and I said, fuck it, I'm not going to bother playing it again, so I'm just going to move on to Gravity Rush 2 next time anyway. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we doing main story? Oh yeah, we are. We're doing this. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, we are kind of reaching the end here. Who should we go with? Garrus? Yeah. Big Brother premieres last night. Talked a lot about that on stream. Streamed for about 4 hours. Got a good amount of viewers, and I did officially become a Twitch affiliate today. So that's cool, at least. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But, yeah, it's still cool that I at least reached that. Even though, like, obviously, it's a very easy benchmark to reach. But, it is funny how my viewership has, like, gone up quite a bit over this last week. Where before this, like, I was getting on average, like, again, like 2 to 4 viewers per stream. And it was like kind of annoying because like sometimes I would get to 2 and it would ruin my average, and I would just end up barely not getting affiliate. But like this week so far, like the 3 streams I've done, I've gone well above that. Where like last night, like there was a solid 2 hours where I had 11 viewers. So, and that's cool. Big Brother live feed updates currently going on. I did listen to some of it. I think when we're into the gameplay part of the game, we'll go and listen to it again.
It should not apply here. I'm on your side here, Legion. I want to help your people. We did not intend to cause effect. How'd we get here? The Geth are better than this. No. Based on empirical evidence, they are not. Yeah. Proceed to the upper entrance. We will exit here and procure an escape vehicle. Got it. Legion, good luck. Acknowledged.
I can't believe it. I don't think it's really sunk in yet. The home world.
You've been here already. We literally just did the last fishing.
Look at the sky. And the rock formations. They used to write poems about them.
When we're done, maybe you'll write a new one.
This is Rannoch, the world of our ancestors. Their bodies carried the seeds that spread the desert grass. You've heard me say, Kila Salai? The best translation I can come up with is, by the homeworld I hope to see someday.
Looks like you're seeing it today.
The living room window will be right here.
Something I should know.
I just claimed the land. I know it doesn't mean much, but when this is over, I'll have a home.
The Quarians spent centuries as nomads. You think you can go back to living in one place?
We have gotten used to carrying our homes around with us. Well, that's a start.
Okay. Fuck. Wait, what gun is this? Wait, what? Wait, what happened? Why do I only have my pistol? We'll see if we can still do it. That's annoying. Yeah, I fucked this up.
Good work, trainer.
Fuck. What the fuck? Why are there so many?
Shepard Commander, you must climb to the upper level before Geth units can fortify their positions. We're on our way.
Admiral Garrel here. The heavy fleet has a clear path. All forward.
Get fighter presence is negligible.
Okay, thank you.
Break cover and engage.
So yeah, I mean, tonight will be Survivor South Africa. So I'll watch that. And then, fuck. Cool. But then, again, probably play some Mass Effect tonight. We are kind of reaching the end game of this one, I think. Like, I think we probably have, like, well, less than 5 hours left of the main story. Yeah, I don't know how much side content there's going to be from this point, but in terms of the main story, like, we are very much winding down here. Wait, what? How do I get up there? Oh. So... bother. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I thought that one was dead. Wait, what? Fuck off.
Shepard Commander, hostile Geth are closing a blast shield over the base.
Dead. Didn't take hours to turn to that idiot.
We don't have that kind of time. We have located an override atop the Geth fortifications. It can retract the blast shield. Anyone get a good look at that thing?
Briefly, yeah. If I had to guess, I'd say. More Geth dropping in.
Actually, this is supposed to be a Reaper base, right? Like, why are there no Reapers? Actually, I just realized I'm an idiot. I'm not. Like, I could have started the podcast by now. Sorry, trying to get started again.
You don't, this early in the game especially, you don't want to put up two people that you feel good with, that you actually want to work with, because you don't know what might happen, right? But Tiffany immediately kind of rebuts the argument, like, nah, it's so early. This is the best time to do it. Nobody would be offended. And Frenchie's like, exactly. And Sarah's like, yeah, okay, sure. So Alyssa ends up coming in, and he mentions that, again, under no circumstances will he put a woman on the block. Tiffany suggests forming some kind of big alliance to help make this happen. Frenchie is down for it. He says if he's going to make a big move, make a big splash, he's going to want numbers on his side. So that's kind of the deal here.
Yes, I mean, it's the right thing to do. Make sure that you gotta set, if you have a specific target, like you kind of do have to set up having your numbers. But I do think that the way that he's playing it, he's not still setting himself up, and so I want him to do this, but I want him to do it better. So I'm hoping that, Tiffany will come around and be like, hey, like, you should maybe make a deal with this person and maybe have him, like, promise safety that you're not going to put them up. And I don't know, just like, I hope that he doesn't just dictate, like, hey, we're in a big alliance now. I am the king of this big alliance, and this is who we're taking out. I hope that he still tries to make some good bonds and connections with the big alliance, and so that he's protected later on.
Exactly. He needs something to connect him to the people that he wants to work with that's more than just your women. Right? Because that's not going to be enough. He needs to have a personal relationship with them. And now he does, I think, with Tiffany. I think he is connected with her. They're both parents. He might be able to connect with Whitney on the parent thing. But beyond those, he's had a little bit of a conversation with Alyssa about being fans. But, those conversations are a bit more surface. The conversations with Sarah Beth, the conversations with Hannah, they've all been a little bit more surface. And the reason that he's protecting them, that he's giving them, is that they're women. And I think I can only imagine the response would be, that's great. I love that. I appreciate that. Next week.
Who are you?
Oh, a man just won? Did you hear what Frenchie said about the women thing, though? Because there's no personal investment to keeping him safe. Because their friends, the people that they get along with best, are the ones that they're going to want to work with long term. And so he's going to need to make those more personal connections that are deeper than just this sort of surface level, this is what your identity is. But, he might get there. We'll see. So Frenchie is going to talk with Xavier as well, and he's going to sort of give Xavier, he's going to give everybody the spiel about how woke he is. It's fine. I mean, it's better than the alternative, right?
Absolutely. I'm here for it. It's great. I'm fine with it.
So Frenchie and Xavier talk. Frenchie says he really wants to teach people not to judge a book by its cover when it comes to him, because he's not and then Xavier says, look, I appreciate, because, and this is not something that we saw, but Xavier says that he appreciates that Frenchie went out of his way to make sure that people were using the correct pronouns, that everybody was comfortable with the pronouns that they were using with them. And Xavier went on to sort of talk about how why that's important and stuff like that. And again, it's like I like this cast in general. They are definitely it's definitely not something that you're used to in a Big Brother US cast, that they're being careful about pronouns and respectful about all kinds of different things. It's nice to see.
Definitely nice to see, especially coming off of Big Brother Canada. That was a pretty diverse season, and so we really haven't seen this much diversity in Big Brother US that I can think of anyways. And it's nice to see that, at least on the first night, that everybody's just so considerate. and because I'm sure that CBS is worried that it's just too much going on, and maybe things are going to erupt. And so it just right now it just seems that everybody's really happy to be there and really respectful of everybody's backgrounds and who they are. So I love it. I think it's great. Good direction for sure.
Yes. So Claire, Hannah, and Azza, they're going to be chatting up in the HOH room, and there's a chemistry there with the three of them. And Azza's later going to tell Brittany that she feels good about those two. I really expect this to be some kind of group that works together. And they speculate that Alyssa might get into a showmance with maybe Travis, maybe Christian. They're not sure. But Alyssa doesn't quite seem to be somebody that they're super interested in working with at the moment. Again, because they kind of expect her to be getting into some kind of showmance. None of them want to get into a showmance, and they talk about that. Azza also mentions that they talk about different games that they don't like, and Azza says, "I don't like that rat game, that rat floater, like Andy.
Oh,
that's not me."
I was like, what game? And you're like, Brad, I'm thinking of Jordan Parhurst, sleeping in that hole. So that's what I'm thinking of when you're saying this. But I definitely do not like the rat floater game at all. Sorry, Andy.
So they're talking about that. This is when Christian and Brittany as well talk about. This is when he talks about Travis. They also talk about he says he likes Big D, which is what they've been calling Derek F. And
Tali can kill herself.
Normandy's weapon systems are ready to sync to your target. I
Target
recommend
the
withdrawing
base.
to safe distance. Target locked.
God.
Reaper! We have located transportation. Copy that. Everybody, get to the ship. Move!
Time to fight it.
Move!
Shit.
How are we supposed to fight that thing?
I was hoping your fleet might lend a hand. Go! We will attempt evasive maneuvers. Shepard to fleet. It's not a Reaper base, it's a live Reaper. I need an orbital strike.
Am I supposed to be shooting that? Is there much of a point right now?
We're clear. Fire at will.
Again, set piece wise, this game really is on another level from Mass Effect 2. Well, 1 and 2.
What have we hit?
The firing chamber. Looks like a weak point when it's priming.
Turret. The jamming towers have us targeting manually. We can't make a precision shot.
We may escape before it recovers. No. Pull over.
Shepard, Commander.
If we run away, the Geth stand under Reaper control and the Quarians are dead. This ends now. Edie, patch the Quarians to the Normandy's weapon system. I want the targeting laser synced up to the whole damn fleet.
Understood.
Do you need assistance? Just stay down, Legion. I'll take it from here. Shepard, Commander. Good luck. Acknowledged. Shepard to fleet. I'll paint the weak spot.
Oh, wait, let's pause this real quick.
And Azza, and she asked him if you had to pick 5 people who would be your people? And I felt like he played this actually pretty well. He didn't really give her any names. In fact, the only name he gave her was the Travis thing. He sort of distracted her from that question by giving her this Travis information. And if it's true, that's not great because he's giving her ammunition. If it's not true, if it's kind of just like a great way to distance himself from the other bro in the house, that's kind of good. We'll see where it was. I kind of feel like it was true though, because again, it was reciprocated on the other side.
I do remember this fight now. I remember
Brent
hating
is going
this.
to talk with Christian a little bit. Christian is concerned that he might be targeted because of his performance in the challenges, and Brent says that he feels like I feel like I'm not on French's radar.
Not a good read, but not.
I feel like he was the only person all night who was like, yeah, I don't think I'm on.
Like, I mean, I think he must just have go through most of his life being kind of the cool kid or the popular kid or something for him to not even suspect that it could possibly be him on his radar. It must be that. Like, his charm always works. Because to me, I mean, I do agree with Christian. As soon as like that competition was over and like we're doing like the end of the episode, I was like, yeah, okay, Christian's going on the block. Like, that's who I just thought immediately I would probably be targeting if I were in that house. And so I thought that he was going to be in danger for his performance.
That's close.
Exactly. But just with how things are going down and his like friend's interaction with Frenchie, I'm like, you think that was good? Like, it wasn't good at all. So yeah, he's definitely misreading the situation big time.
Yeah, and I will say, I feel like Brent is not the target here. I feel like Brent has not really shown himself to be all that capable socially. And I feel like Christian is a bit more capable socially. In addition to that, I do think that, I mean, Christian performed really well in those competitions. I think that Christian could be a force in this game, not only physically, but I mean, thinking back to his intro in the premiere, he talked about like, I've got nothing to do here. I make my own fun. He has all kinds of like these little games that he plays, carnival kind of games. Those are exactly the kinds of things that are going to happen. They're going to show up on Big Brother. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember him talking through like the strategy of picking a certain person for a certain thing or going a certain way. He thinks very strategically when it comes to challenges.
Oh, I am?
Harbinger speaks of you. You resist, but you will fail. The cycle must continue.
What are you talking about? We stopped Sovereign and the Geth. We stopped Harbinger and the Collectors. We've earned a straight answer.
It is not a thing you can comprehend.
We might surprise you.
You represent chaos. We represent order. Every organic civilization must be harvested in order to bring order to the chaos. It is inevitable. Without our intervention, organics are doomed. We are your salvation.
You're killing everyone in the galaxy to save us?
The cycle must continue. There is no alternative.
Organics and synthetics don't have to destroy each other.
The battle for Rannoch disproves your assertion. Finish your war. We will be waiting.
We did it. We killed a Reaper. Kiva.
We can confirm that the Geth are no longer being directed by the old machines. We are free.
You did it, Shepard. The Geth free to stop firing. They're completely vulnerable.
Shepard Commander, the Geth only acted in defense after the Creators attacked. Do we deserve death? What are you suggesting? Our upgrades. With the old machine dead, we could upload them to all Geth without sacrificing their independence.
You want to upload the Reaper code? That would make the Geth as smart as when the Reaper was controlling them.
Yes, but with free will, each Geth unit would be a true intelligence. We would be alive, and we could help you.
Our fleet is already attacking. Uploading the code would destroy us. Shepard, you can't choose the Geth over my people.
Do you remember the question that caused the creators to attack us, Talizora? Does this unit have a soul?
I mean, we're gonna upload the code. I worry. Like, hopefully, we don't completely fuck things up here.
Uploading. 10%.
This is Admiral Talizora. All units, break off your attack.
Belay that order. Continue the attack.
20%.
I beg you, do not do this. Please.
We regret the deaths of the creators, but we see no alternative. 40%.
No. Nobody else dies today. Legion, keep going.
Shepard?
All ships, this is Commander Shepard. The Reaper is dead. Stand down.
This is Admiral Talizora. Shepard speaks with my authority.
I'm fine as well. Negative. We can win this war now. Keep firing.
60%.
The Geth are about to return to full strength. If you keep attacking, they'll wipe you out. Your entire history is you trying to kill the Geth. You forced them to rebel. You forced them to ally with the Reapers.
80%.
The Geth don't want to fight you. If you can believe that for just 1 minute, this war will be over. You have a choice. Please. Keep us alive.
All units, hold fire.
So we did it.
Copying code is insufficient. Direct personality dissemination required. Shepard Commander, I must go to them. I'm sorry. It's the only way.
Legion, the answer to your question was yes.
I know, Tally. But thank you. Keyless and I.
Commander.
Admiral Ron, I heard your ship made a crash landing. Glad you got out in one piece.
I forgot that the fucking thing is tonight.
He did.
We have taken heavy
That
losses.
state of play.
I don't know if we can. Where are we supposed to go?
You are welcome to return to Rannoch, Admiral Ron, with us.
Legion.
No, I'm sorry, Commander. Legion sacrificed itself to give us all intelligence. It will be honored.
Good.
And we will honor Legion's promise. The Geth fleet will help you retake Earth, and our engineers will assist in building the Crucible.
As will ours, of course.
Admiral, had you considered possible settlement sites?
The southern continent, had excellent farmland, as I recall.
Are you gonna be okay?
I believe so, Commander. Thank you.
Shopping for another house?
Beachfront property.
Claim it fast. It's a buyer's market. You okay? I know working with the Geth will be difficult.
I'm not staying. I'm coming with you.
I wasn't going to ask.
I think you've earned a few favors with the fleet.
I'm asking them to launch an assault on the Reapers. Figure that makes us even.
If the Reapers were going to stay on Earth, sure. But sooner or later, they'll come to Rannoch.
We did just kill one of them.
So I'm coming with you to stop them. you think I can help.
You sure about this?
Yeah. I look at all this picture of hope and peace. And all I see is everyone I've lost. My team on Haestrom, my father, even Legion. I'm mourning a Geth. How crazy is that?
It's not crazy at all.
It is beautiful, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It'll be years before we can live without our suits completely. But right now... Right now, I have this.
Alright. There we go, we did it.
Commander Shepard, I understand you've helped resolve the situation with the
So, are we at the end? Because what's
I've read
left?
the reports. You ended a war 3 centuries in the making.
I had a lot of help.
We have isolated pockets of remaining Geth. As best we can tell, they are Geth bodies loaded with Reaper code. But they are just a tiny fragment of the full Geth fleet. You've done the impossible, Commander. And I may be able to provide help of my own. I've received information from my government. It's too sensitive to discuss over an unsecured channel.
What if I come to the Citadel?
Yes, that would be best, Commander. I'll be waiting for you in Counselor Udina's office.
Okay, I'm looking this up. We have 2 more missions. Like 2 more main missions. Well, even the Citadel is included as one of those, so. But again, we are winding down a bit here. So, well, I guess we're gonna talk to people, right?
Something on your mind?
Wait, why did you get a trophy?
What's our state of readiness, Admiral?
Given the situation everywhere else, as close as we can be, you've done well, Shepard.
What about the extra help we picked up along the way?
Bringing in both the Quarians and the Geth has helped us immeasurably. The Quarian fleet is providing evac and fire support, while the Geth attack Reaper supply lines.
What about the Turians and Krogan?
The Krogan and Turians have obviously been a big help. Urdnot Rex running the show is a bonus for us. And that female Krogan you rescued is rallying more support.
Man, this feels really awesome. I do love the way that Mass Effect works if you do the... Like, where it really feels like everything comes to a head, like, of the entire series up to this point.
What about the Rachni?
I wouldn't have believed it, but the Rachni are helping us build the Crucible.
You're kidding.
Turns out they have a knack for weapons of mass destruction.
But again, like, I feel like it's... Like, it only fully works if you do the full Paragon playthrough, like we have.
Problems with them then?
I feel like if you do, like, a mix of both, it doesn't feel as satisfying. If you do, the full Renegade, it's not as satisfying, but going full Paragon, no.
Aria T'Loak, there's someone I never thought we'd be in bed with. The blood pack will be useful and violent. Mostly Vorchai here. We'll put the Blue Suns to good use. Intel says Narner Vosk is bringing his men, and that they're gunning for a fight. The Eclipse are providing troops and mechs. When we find a Reaper soft spot, they'll help us hit it. Don't want to know how you got Aria's cooperation, but whatever you did, it was worth it.
Wait, what?
How about the Asari and Solarians?
Since the coup attempt, the Asari have stepped up to the plate. They're committing fleets and sending a science team to work on the Crucible. And believe it or not, they promised us the Destiny Ascension. They haven't forgotten you saved it 3 years ago.
And the Solarians?
They sent the entire fleet as a thank you for rescuing their counselor. I guess they managed to overlook the genophage cure.
What's the Reaper situation?
It's not trending well, even if you did buy Rannoch some time. Our threat projections show the Reapers will gain the advantage on most other fronts. And now the Asari are a prime target. They're the most advanced race in the galaxy. We'll soon find out if that means anything.
If I may, Admiral, I have a personal question.
Speak freely, Commander.
Why me? Why put me in charge of all this?
Because you're the only son of a bitch I've got who knows how to kill Reapers.
You just have to be smart and hope you get lucky. Anyone can figure it out.
Your dossier says otherwise, Shepard. You were trapped on a cruise all those years ago, and you were the only one to make it out alive. Back then, I saw more than just a soldier in the making.
And because of that, you think I qualify to save the galaxy?
Shepard, let me tell you something that I've learned the hard way. You can pay a soldier to fire a gun. You can pay him to charge the enemy and take a hill. But you can't pay him to believe.
I don't follow, sir.
When you went up against Sovereign, there was no good reason to believe you'd win. But your crew didn't seem to care. They went along anyway. Your trip through the Omega-4 relay? That was a suicide mission if there ever was one. Yet there your crew was, standing beside you, proud to serve. Why? Because they believed in you, their leader. That's what I need now. Where we're taking them is liable to get pretty hairy, and I know you're the one who will get us to the other side.
Nothing more, sir.
Hack it out.
So who do we even have on the ship at this point?
That's what will be all season.
So no one's in the war room.
I hate my own SEO, apparently.
Oh wait, this is the wrong fucking thing. This is the wrong podcast. We'll still explore the Normandy here.
And he is probably somebody that is very skilled. He practices hand-eye coordination, that sort of thing.
Okay.
He is somebody to watch out for in these competitions, and I think that now is
So
a
I
great
guess we'll go
time
back
to
to
take him
Civil.
out into a Frenchie. I think the Brent is not as big of a threat, and I don't think that the showman's thing is something to be all that concerned about when it comes to Brent.
Whoa, we're at maximum military
More.
strength.
So,
pretty
you know,
much.
I really feel like
Holy
Christian's
shit.
probably the better initial target here, but to each their own.
I have a question though about Christian's performance. What happened in that it didn't seem like anybody was moving. Like, how did it fall? I believe it was 2 times when he ran to the buzzer, his blocks fell. And I thought I was slowing it down. I'm trying to watch. Did somebody twitch? What happened there? I don't know why it kept on falling.
I still don't know. I mean, I never went back and rewatched it because, you know, the feeds there was actually stuff to watch. So I'm not sure. But I mean, again, I feel like he probably had the fastest time in the puzzle part. And then he finished the second puzzle the fastest.
When you're not the one flying the ship.
Beamed it to
Joker's
that
one of the
buzzer,
best.
and it was his team that let him down multiple times. And so we already know that he's good at puzzles. He was the first person to puzzle out the strategy in the puzzle, and he is definitely very physical. So somebody to watch out for. And still could be going home this week if depending on how the veto plays out, depending on, I don't think Brent is a locked-in target for sure. All Christian needs to do is, spend too much time in the hammock with a woman, and Frenchie Fessy will be like, hey, and be like, no, you're now in the showman's. So we'll see.
I do feel like Christian's going to win the veto, though. I do think he's going to be a little comp-beast, especially since you're mentioning that he's familiar with random type carnival games. I think he's just going to be good at everything.
Yeah. So we then got some, let's see, Brittany and Whitney talked a bit. They are definitely, when Whitney brought up Brittany, it's going to be interesting, to Tiffany, she mentioned that Brittany is like me, like a clone of me, and so when they talked, they seemed like they had already bonded a bit, and that they were already kind of with each other. We didn't get much of them talking over the course of the night, but it seems like there's something there. Brittany in general seeming to do pretty well. She has Frenchie liking her a lot. She has Whitney. She's later going to talk to Aza. She had that talk with Christian. She is in a pretty decent spot right now. Some people forgetting who she is. here and there, but that's not the worst thing in the world. A lot of people seem to like her, and she's also, I think this is important, she's not afraid to speak up and ask questions and interrogate and be involved. She's not necessarily super content just to, hang out and be forgotten. So I think Brittany is one to look out for here as well.
I'm surprised by how well received she's been, because before the actual episodes, like the season started, I was just kind of like, oh, she's kind of high energy, that might not work to her advantage all the time. It depends on obviously the temperament of people in the house, and the fact that she's really doing a good job with really fitting in, and so I'm really happy with how she's doing, because I was a little bit nervous for her. So I have higher hopes than I was expecting.
So then again, Derek F. and Christian talk about being on opposite ends.
Noted.
They study the memory wall. Frenchie is going to go up and tell that Aza, Claire, and Hannah trio that he is going for the showmances. He says, hey, don't you get into a showmance because I'm gunning for them. And they're like, oh, we were just talking about that. We don't want to do any showmances. And so he lets them know that he thinks Brent is the one going for the showmance. He asks them for suggestions for pawns for his backdoor plan. And he says that this is his big play here. He's a fan of the game. He wants to make big splashes. He wants to make good TV. He doesn't want the show to be canceled. He's like, you like Dan's funeral. You remember that. Like, and I'm not saying this is gonna be like Dan's funeral, but like, I want something, right? And so this is his big thing. He wants to have Brent.
But again, that doesn't matter
write
right now
him
because
a nomination.
You got those two groups together.
Like, hey, can you help me out with this? Can you help me write this
see how long
speech?
the piece
And
lasts.
then when he puts Brent up on the
Commander.
block as the backdoor target, he wants to use the speech that Brent wrote to nominate him. And he's like, it's like Dan's funeral, like the eulogy to Dan's funeral. And we don't have to call it the eulogy, but like, I gotta kick this season off with a bang.
Oh my gosh!
Take care.
That is savage! Oh my, I didn't hear this. That was my honest first time reaction. Like that, I mean, that will make very great TV, but that is cruel. Like, there's just no need to go for the jugular like that.
Who would have thought?
I mean, if he does it, I would love to watch it. I don't think it's great for his game, in the long run. But wow, like that's
a rare thing these days.
I mean, I've got to, I've talked about some of the connections that I talked about preseason that have played out, but I've got to give Melissa some credit on this one because I doubted when she was concerned about Frenchie like playing for Twitter, playing for the fans too much. I was kind of like, would that really happen? No, but that was a spot-on concern for Frenchie. This guy is all about the image and playing for the fans here. So good call.
Wow. Like that's definitely a good call. That's not necessarily great for anybody that he's in alliance with, that like he's only doing things for the cameras and for the fans, that he's not necessarily doing what is best for himself in the game, and if he's not doing what's best for himself in the game, that could also really fracture like his actual alliances. So Tiffany might, just being attached to him might get some shrapnel, like, when people start to try to target Frenchie. So this is dangerous.
oh shit, we have a lot of stuff here.
It's also because
The shield on it.
reactive to potential fan perception. What if there's a poll? What if there's a poll for like who gets the thing, who's the favorite? What if, let's say he targets Brent and then it doesn't work out. Brent survives. Brent is now the underdog. Brent becomes the underdog fan favorite of the season. Wins a fan vote. Does Frenchie go, you know what, I think I'm wrong about Brent, actually? Like, women who?
Yeah, I mean, he would definitely latch on to him and just hope that he could, dig himself out of that hole. But
So this is the exact same one.
I don't know, because it's hard to judge what he's going to be doing for the
such thing is
fans.
possible between machines and organics.
Okay, I'm still interested in watching, but now it just kind of takes me to a whole new level as to why he's doing everything. I feel like everything is calculated now for that reason.
And I'm down for it. Like if he wants to win the first HOH, go for this big backdoor move and like make huge splashes. I don't care if it's good for his game or not. If he wants to please me, I'll be pleased. You know, like I'm down. So.
Wait, he's on your team? Wasn't he your first? Is he your first draft?
No. He went undrafted.
Frenchie went undrafted. Okay, I'm thinking it.
I'm down for it. Let's go. So he also he then goes on. In addition to this, he had another idea, which was, what if I we could do Skittles? What if but I wouldn't give Skittles to I would only give Skittles to the men. And then the Skittles would determine who was the pawn. And Hannah's just like, no.
Oh my god, it got super fucking dark. It's about the storm.
And I was like, Hannah!
Like, you're ruining your good TV! Don't be irrational!
Derek X, Kylan, and Travis are going to get together and talk a little bit more about their core and their plan of, grabbing one person, which is like, great. I love the plan. It's a very successful formula. But you got to have those people. You can't just talk about it. So get on it.
Yeah, they're kind of only just hanging out with themselves in that little room, and so I want to see them a little more interaction. Like, okay, we got it. Derek X, Kylan, you guys are besties. Like, you're looking out for each other, and then with the three of you, like, yes, we get it. Kylan has a really great smile and great eyes. Like, okay, we got it. So like, start interacting with other people in the house because people are doing that for sure.
Yes. So Brittany and Azza are going to talk a bit later as well. She's asking Azza, hey, there are 5 people. Do you feel good about who would those people be? And Azza mentions that she feels good with Claire and Hannah. She also likes Frenchie, obviously. And Brittany says, I like you. I would love to work with you. Maybe we can bring in some kind of alliance together. Brittany wants an alliance called the Slaughterhouse, because she wants just like a brutal, let's go for alliance. And I was like, man, if we have an alliance named the Slaughterhouse, we really gotta be covered in blood for that. She's like, yeah, exactly. And so Brittany mentions that she also likes Tiffany. She says,
yeah, they should bring her into the Slaughterhouse if they want to be covered in blood, right?
She said, what if we had something like Tiffany, Claire, Hannah, Whitney, and then, maybe us do something along those lines. And so this is another, again, potential thing being discussed here. There are a lot of people, there's definitely potential for a big alliance between a lot of the women, Frenchie, and Derek F. There really could be something that forms there, but there are a lot of different subcategories of it. So they haven't all come together, and a lot of them are very concerned. This whole bomb squad thing, right? Big Brother 16, a lot of them have seen it. Everyone is concerned about being the Devon and bringing in, we can't have too many people in our alliance. That's actually, and nobody wants to be grateful either. Sure. Nobody wants to be grateful. But big alliances are successful for a reason. You don't have to have, that doesn't have to be your end-all be-all alliance. The point is that you have your core and then you expand to a bigger alliance. Some of them understand that. Some of them are like, we could possibly have more people in the alliance. That would make us too powerful. We'll see where this goes, but there's definitely something that's going to form within this larger group of people.
Okay.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I get them being really hesitant to these big alliances that have happened in the past 5 years or so. And as you said, they do work, but I just wish that they kind of also understood why that they worked, and then maybe use those to their advantage. So maybe the core thing, why aren't they realizing that within those big alliances also the people that win the game? So yeah, hopefully they'll figure it out. I understand though being hesitant of being a really shitty, large alliance that's not really considerate of other people on the other side, and all that
I'm
stuff. I
ready to hear
get
it
that,
today,
but I wish that they understood
can't believe you
the
went
mechanics of the
inside
big
the
alliance,
jet.
and then maybe use it
I
to
don't
their
even-
advantage a little bit, because
Hey.
they kind of have to have a big
Hey.
alliance, sorta.
It seems as though this slaughterhouse idea is actually being discussed as we speak between Aza and Frenchie. This again, I think slaughterhouse may end up being our first big majority alliance of the season. And honestly, my guess is that all of these people that are being discussed will eventually be included in some fashion.
I'm sure you've got a million
You know, whoever the core of the slaughterhouse becomes, if this is what's going to happen, I think, people like Tiffany.
It's such a
Derek,
weird. Like the more and more I think about it,
Wendy,
it's so fucking weird that Jessica Cho bouncing this
they're all
game.
probably going to be included, but this trio
and you should know
is
that was a
very,
minority
very key
guess.
here. The
Most of them are
Aza,
not hostile
Claire,
to organics.
Hannah trio, if they can
Is
be
that how you explain
solid
that
in
they're
this
allies and no
and be
longer
included
dangerous
in the
robots
core
who
of
stick
whatever is
humans
going
on
to happen,
spikes?
this could be a very powerful trio. Of
What
course,
you have to realize is that despite their
Frenchie
reputation,
in a
most
good
Geth are
position
not
here as
inherently
well.
violent.
Again, not a lot of
Quarians
personal
attacked them.
connections to this
Geth
group,
fought
but
back
you
in
don't really
self-defense,
need
just
to
like
have
any
a ton
organic
of personal
group.
connections if you
Now
have
that
a
we've
good
freed the
setup,
Geth from Reaper control,
which, as
they'll
the
want
first
payback
HOH,
for their enslavement.
we definitely
But you're going to take
have
an
the
army of
potential to
synthetics
create.
to fight
So we'll see
Reapers with
where that
untold
goes.
hacking abilities.
And
What's
that's
keeping the
really
Reapers from
what we
reprogramming
saw
the Geth
from
like
last
they
night.
have before?
There's a lot that went down, but
The Geth are extremely intelligent, and they put incredible thought into solving this problem. They're not going to turn again. I bet my life on it.
I saw on Twitter, and I don't know if it's just somebody typing
Now,
something
here's
or
a
if it's
question
actually
from
true.
Libertarian on Omega.
But I've
Commander
read
Shepard,
that
the
Derek
mass relays
X
can be
wants
destroyed.
to target potentially Claire, because
So did
Claire
I
is
miss
a
anything? Do you have any
powerhouse.
questions?
I didn't see that either. I heard them talking about Claire
Well,
being a powerhouse,
if you
but
don't
it
mind.
seemed like a positive thing to
Go
me.
tell the galaxy what we've done.
Because he was talking with
They could
Kylan
use
about
the good
Kylan
news.
liking Claire a lot,
Aye, aye,
and
Commander.
he said that he liked Claire, and then he talked to Travis, and they mentioned that they thought Claire would be a powerhouse. But I didn't hear them talk about targeting her in a serious way at all. But
Yeah, like the next week was that like the trio, so. Anyways, that's the only thing that I saw speculated on Twitter that I didn't see personally. So I was wondering if you saw it, but that's it. Like I know you got it all. All my notes are.
there you go.
I only missed a little bit.
So we will go ahead and end here.
Yes. I mean, like I said, I did see the conversation where he mentioned that Claire was a powerhouse, but again, it seemed like a positive thing to me. I don't know if it was misinterpreted or if there was another conversation.
So,
but I have seen that
next episode,
people are talking
we're going
about
to continue on. Thanks for
Claire
watching.
potentially being targeted by him, but